Alright guys, we're starting to stream out right now. Hopefully it will start going with no issues. I have in fact picked up a new network card. So I'm hoping that will alleviate some of the issues I've had before in the past. It's a little bit better network card. It's an Asus one. It still plugs into a USB connection, so it's not necessarily the best methodology to use, but I decided to go this way. It's probably one of the cheaper ways to do it, so I decided to go down that particular road. Hopefully everything is going good with the stream. I'm getting a little bit of some latency here, but I even checked my upload. It's not the best right now. It's salvageable at best. Um, so we'll have to see how it goes into the 9 o'clock hour. Again, I'm getting a little bit of latency here. I'm going to try to fix a little bit of an issue I'm noticing on my screen here so I can get some better fidelity, a little more real estate for the screen. I'm working on, there we go, better. A little bit better there. So hopefully it is good when we get to the 9 o'clock hour. Hopefully the alerts went out. Let me take a look here at the thumbnail, make sure it looks at least serviceable. Take a look here at the email blast. Excuse me. And it looks good. It looks good enough. That looks fine. That looks fine. I can deal with that. So at 9 o'clock hour, we'll be taking a look at a couple pickups I got this week. Again, my streams are very, very random. I used to have a schedule every Monday, but I decided, looking at the broad scope of my channel, to do it every Monday. I wasn't getting the type of turnout I really wanted. So I do it every once in a while, usually when there's important news in Funko buffer itself and fix itself, because I'm getting a lot of drop packets here. And I think it's okay now. I think it's you get a little bit stuttering there. I do apologize for that. Again, my upload speed is not the greatest, so you're going to get some little stutter step stuff happening throughout the stream. Hopefully, as the upload stuff happens through the stream, it'll be a little bit more reliable and the connection will be a lot more solid. I don't want to cut the connection to start a connection up again in the middle of starting a stream. I don't want to do that. So we're coming to the 9 o'clock hour. When thank everybody who comes into the stream tonight on the live portion of the stream. You can always catch this on video on demand. Hey Jackie, thanks for coming into the stream tonight. If you don't catch the stream when it starts live, you can always come back to it later on that particular time. Again, we had a little bit of a little stutter step at the beginning. Second here, guys. There we go. Pick back up again. Stream. Locked up. Okay, I think we're okay now. No more drop packets. I think everything is kosher now. What I'm seeing, everything looks good. Good. Okay, so we're gonna start right now. That's why I wanted to kind of get all these hiccups out of the way. So let's talk about pickups for this week. Picked a couple interesting things up. I didn't shoot video of me capturing this. Hopefully you can hear me okay, Jackie, in the stream. I'm hoping everything is okay. I got some drop packets, and it looks like it refreshed, and everything looks to be solid right now from what I'm seeing. Just let me know you can hear me okay in the chat. Who did I pick up? A couple things I picked up. I went to a Target which has been renovated. They're making it look sort of like a Sears, kind of what it looks like. It's a lot more fancier, this particular Target. It doesn't look like your normal Target. It looks completely renovated, completely different. I don't do it with all these Targets, but this particular Target they did that with. So I picked up a very cool item. This will be reviewed shortly. I don't know exactly when. Hey, Bizarro Supergirl, thanks for coming into the stream tonight. Stream's a little bit rocky right now. I think I have to get a hold of Comcast and see if I can up our data plan, because the upload speed is very, very sketchy right now. And the data plan I have in my new apartment, and it's not really enough for me when I need more out of it, and it's not enough. And my upload is the big problem right now. It's very, very jittery. You can probably see the stream kind of buffering and locking up. But I picked up an item, and it was this bad boy right here. It is the WWE Elite Series Matt Hardy. Now, they had this one, and they had the WrestleMania one. I went with this one because it comes with more accessories. He has the hologram version of Matt Hardy. He's got, I can't remember what his name was here. It was Vanguard 1, that's what it was. Vanguard 1, the little drone that you plug the image of Matt Hardy into the drone. And he comes with 2 extra pairs of interchangeable hands. And he comes with Skarsgård, the boat. The reason why I got this one over the WrestleMania one, fix that real quick, was because he only came with the white outfit and only the hands. No other accessories. I said, I'm spending the same amount of money. I don't want to buy two figures. I had them both in my hand. I was going to buy both of them, but the articulation and the design, the character itself, the actual Matt Hardy figure itself, was identical except for the outfit. That was the only difference. I decided to go with this one. He's going to be reviewed sometime in probably, I want to say probably next week is when I'm probably going to review this guy. But again, this is what everyone who was available in that wave. You have Wendy Richter, Kurt Angle, Woken Matt Hardy, and Ricochet. He will be reviewed. I don't even know what wave he's in. He's actually he's a WWE Network Spotlight figure. So he's a unique wave all of himself. Probably a Target exclusive wave. I would make the assumption as much. I think this would be a Target exclusive one. I would make the assumption. I'm guessing, but I could be wrong. I'm thinking it's a Target exclusive wave. The other item I picked up was, excuse me, the other item I picked up was for a diorama piece, a set I'm working on. And I need it for this because we're going to be putting this together in the near future. And when I do my two-piece review for both Hal Jordan and the Predator, I picked up this display case at Michael's. Now, when Michael's by me was going out of business. Yeah, he's going against, I think, Randy Orton. Michael's is going out of business. So I had a 70% off everything in the store. This case was normally $80. I think I got it for like $25. It normally is designed for, let me get it real quick. It's normally designed for footballs. But it's going to be used as my display piece for my Predator and Hal Jordan figure case. So this is going to be what I'm going to be using to display those two figures for NECA. When I do the unboxing videos, they're going to be in this case when I show them off on a turntable. So that's going to be the idea of this case. It's very, very cool. It is sort of I'm going to tilt it this way so you can see the top of the shape. That's what it's shaped as. You can see it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's six-sided. So it's a six-sided case. 2, 3. Yeah, six-sided case. So it's very cool, and it is mirrored on the inside. You can see the mirror right there. So it is a mirrored inside case. So the idea of this is going to be displaying both those figures. Now, what I want to do is I saw this on another reviewer's video, and I wanted to kind of steal that idea because I thought it was very, very cool. But for me to do this, I needed to get a way of displaying the figure in flight. And NECA makes a set of what they call flight stands, or display action stands. So I picked this up at Target for $10. So the idea is you can display your figures in action poses. And it comes with a suction cup, so I can literally stick him if I wanted to the side of that case if I didn't want to use the entire stand. So I could just basically use this suction cup piece right here and attach him to the side of the figure stand with this hook piece coming off the side if I wanted to go that route. I'm not sure yet because I haven't messed with this display stand, so I'm not 100% sure how it's going to work or if it's even going to work the way I want it to work. Not quite sure the exact implementation of how this thing is really going to work. I'm hoping it's going to work. That's the idea for that. So the idea for tonight's stream is new news, and it really everything kind of dropped within the last week or two for Emerald City Comic Con ECCC 3Cs 2020, and all the stuff has been finally released and it is available. I'll provide a link in the description. It's in the description of this stream, as well as the website I'm going to be using here. So let me grab it real quick here. Well, there we go. Got it right there. Let me kind of minimize this real fast and put the link in right there. Pop that back open. Okay, so that's the link I'm using right here. It's going into the channel. So it's in the description box, so if you want to follow along at home, you're more than welcome to. So let's take a look here at, I'm going to kill this real quick because my little side computer I keep losing my connection because I think it's the slow upload. I don't think it's establishing a good connection between my tablet and my computer. I think I probably have to up my data plan to get what I really want. But I don't stream a whole lot, so this is going to be very sporadic, as I mentioned before. So let's talk about ECCC 2020. Again, I put the link in the description of this video as well as the stream. We'll start from the very, very top and make our way down. So the very, very first thing you see at this website, I usually use Bleeding Cool a lot. They have a lot of they do a lot of advertising on their channel, but I'm really focusing in the middle of the page, and we're going to start down with excuse me, Dragon Ball Z. We have 3 figures that are coming out for DBZ. We have a Vegeta like he's eating soup. I think they have a Goku one of him eating soup as well. You have a limited edition. Looks like it's limited. It says limited edition here. All these are MLC Comic Cons. That's everything from the show. We did a review of this last year as well. There's a Piccolo in the normal stance where he has the special beam cannon with his finger out. We've had that one before. That same the same buck used, but not in a chrome version. Remember, they had one of these chrome ones last year, which I believe was a Batman chrome. So they're doing a Vegeta one. I assume a Piccolo chrome. So that's probably going to be the chase item everyone's going to be looking for, is probably that Piccolo. I'm making the assumption there. Below that one, we have a glow-in-the-dark Cell. I don't know if this one has been reused. I think it might have been a Hot Topic exclusive, but not a glow-in-the-dark version, but correct me if I'm wrong there. This one was very, very cool. For fans of Dungeons and Dragons, you may not know what this item below the DBZ stuff is, and you might look at it as this big blob or a big square. That's not a big square. It's what's called a Gelatinous Cube. It's a creature you would fight in D&D. They're really hard to notice because you can literally walk into one because they're almost invisible. So you wouldn't even know you're walking into a Gelatinous Cube, and they usually just people get trapped inside of them and eventually get devoured by a Gelatinous Cube. That's why you'll see the skull, the shield, and the sword inside of it. That's what they're really known for, is having a lot of loot inside these Gelatinous Cubes. So very, very cool D&D item. There has been rumors of a Dritz 2-pack with Gwenwyvar. I think it's coming out supposedly in May. You can take a look at that online. There was a leak about this. I don't know if I can confirm it or not, but I've heard about it. I really hope they're coming out with that 2-pack. It will be reviewed, it will be hunted, and it will be bought. Because Dritz was one of the characters I grew up with when I was getting into D&D. I love Dritz. His name is Dritz Doerden. He's a Dark Elf Ranger, and he's very, very cool. Every time you see like these good drows, it's based on Dritz. So going past him, we're going to go to the next set, which is the Masters of the Universe stuff. They have some Pez items here, as well as the Slime Pit He-Man and Triclops. It would be cool if, because Triclops is known for the action figure, when you would spin the head, he had 3 different eye effects. So it'd be kind of cool when you turn the head, hopefully it will have articulation, hoping. So when you turn each section of the head, it will look like you're turning the top of the head, meaning if they make it like that, like the action figure gimmick, it would be very cool if they engineer it that way. It'd be very, very neat if they did that. I don't know if your question's going to be, Rook, is the Stinkor Pez, will it smell? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to put a scent on that Pez dispenser, because anytime you saw Stinkor, the 3 Pez dispensers are Triclops, Evelyn, and Stinkor. The Stinkors was always known to have that skunk-like smell. That was the gimmick for it. So I don't know if they're going to put a smell on that one or not. Next, we have 3 Marvel Pops. Very happy they're putting out yet another Gambit. I can tell you that Gambit, I do know for a fact, it is a Walgreens exclusive of all places. Why Walgreens? I don't know. I can't give you that answer. Very, very odd that we're getting a Walgreens exclusive Gambit Pop. The other 2, I'm not 100% sure where they're going to be dropping at. But the list is out, which will, if you go to Funko's website, excuse me, they'll tell you what places will sell which items. See if I can find it here real quick. 20 exclusives. I think there's a image out that will tell you specifically who does what. I think I found it right here. I think the Funko Pop Hunters found the item, so I will put a link to them. Hopefully, I can find their information here to let you guys know about it. See if I can pull it up here real quick. I'm looking through their stuff right now. Just give me one moment. See if I can find it. Yeah, I think I think it's a good figure. I wanted that one over the WrestleMania one because I thought the normal version came with more accessories and more stuff. I think that was a better figure to get all around, in my personal opinion. That's why I went with that one, not the WrestleMania one, because it was the same figure, lacking the accessories and a new outfit. So I really didn't want that. I thought that was a bad idea. So I really didn't want to go that particular route. So yeah. Funko Pop Hunters has stuff on it, but they don't have a very good image of it. They have half of it cut off. Excuse me. They have half the image cut off. So I'm not going to really showcase that. the WrestleMania one, I saw them both, but I didn't want the WrestleMania one. If they gave me more accessories, then yes. But to have less accessories and to get the same figure, with the exception of the outfit being changed, I didn't want to go down that road. So Gambit here, I do know for a fact, is a Walgreens exclusive. You have Toad and God Doom, part of the Secret Wars series. That's why he looks in this white outfit. That's part of Secret Wars. Below that, we have a Thanos, sort of kneeling down with the hand cut off. Also, they have, excuse me, a Thanos pin, very similar to the Freddy Funko pins we saw at last year's New York Comic Con. I believe it was. They had San Diego Comic Con. They had this pin as well, but for Freddy Funko. Below that one, we have an NBA figure. I'm not sure who this guy really is from Sonics. I'm not sure who he is. Below that, we have the Good Luck Trolls. If you haven't seen the Trolls, the hair, I believe, is movable. So it feels like a troll doll would be, but just based around a Funko design. So very neat. Has sort of like a little shamrock in the tummy. Next, we have Harry Potter. 2 different Harry Potter characters. I can't remember. I think it might be Tonks. And the other one came from, I think, the Goblet of Fire movie, I believe it was. I don't remember her name off the top of my head. I'm not very up on my Harry Potter lore. I know enough to be dangerous, but I don't know that character's name off the top of my head. Next, we have Game of Thrones. This was spoiled a few weeks before the Emerald City Comic Con's spoilers were dropping. This was leaked. These are all 3 of the Game of Thrones dragons. What makes it cool is that they are sort of like hatchlings, but their base is the bottom of their shell, which I think looks really, really cool. This is probably going to be, I'm guessing, probably $50 or $60. But it's a cool 3-pack. I do think it looks cool, neat idea. Game of Thrones has lost a lot of steam right now, especially with that horrible 8th season, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a 3-pack there. Not too bad. Next, we have some DC stuff. And before I dive in too deep, there was supposedly a leaked... They were going to do one for... Because all the Emerald City Comic Con stuff has been leaked already. At least from what I've heard. They were supposed to have a Green Lantern based off the new Grant Morrison comic. That's what... There was a lot of talks about that through Funko. I did not see any figures released for a Green Lantern for Emerald City Comic Con. You think they would have. It's probably going to be slated probably for Toy Fair. We'll talk about that near the end of this stream. Because there's a bit to talk about for Toy Fair. DC stuff, we have Zatanna. And we have the Soda Pops, which is the new Funko thing they're doing, where you have usually they do like this one. They're doing 5,000 of the Emerald City. It's an Emerald City exclusive, but it's sort of like a green and neon yellow, lime green Batman. But there's a chase one inside of it you can get as well. These chases are usually like 1,200 pieces. The chase count is very, very small, considered to the fact of what the full release would be. I've seen a few of them online, people cracking chases. So it is out there. They are finding those in the wild now. They're doing the same thing with the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, doing some chases as well. Am I going to jump into this? I don't know. If I did any of them, there might be maybe doing maybe a Batman. Maybe Batman, maybe a Robin. If they do a Green Lantern, I will do a Green Lantern. But Batman, Robin, and maybe Green Lantern, and that's it. I don't see myself buying a lot of these. Based on what I'm seeing here, I'm guessing articulation on the head, but I don't know since I've never cracked one of these open. So I don't know how they work or how they function. I'm making the assumption it's probably what they're doing, but I'm probably wrong there. Past those ones, we have some Hanna-Barbera stuff. I know a lot of people are very excited for the Great Gazoo. Because we saw the Great Gazoo, I believe, for another Emerald City Comic Con. It might have been 2018 or 19. But he was in his little UFO vehicle. There was no Great Gazoo by himself as his own release from the Flintstones. This one is the Great Gazoo. He has a figure stand that you would plug point that you plug in the back of him. Do I like Nightwing? I do like Nightwing, Bizarro Supergirl. But I don't see myself getting I used to collect Nightwing. A buddy of mine used to collect massive amounts of Batman books. I didn't want to be reading Batman as well because that was like his thing. So I picked up stuff outside the Batman universe. I picked up Nightwing. I picked up Robin. I did Batgirl. Both. It was the Cassandra Cain Batgirl is the one I was reading. So I did stuff that was not Batman when I was collecting. Just the non-Batman books. We have Flintstones, and we have Huckleberry Hound. You have a normal version, and the chase one is sort of a purpley color. No difference in the sculpt except the color. That's the difference there. Next, we have a speed racer. Him holding like a first place trophy sort of thing. So that one looks pretty good. Next is Star Wars. This one is, I know for a fact, going to be a Target exclusive. Now, this one came out in the 10-inch scale. They didn't make one yet in the normal scale, I believe, for this design. I've seen this design for the 10-inch. I don't know if he's holding the gun like that for the 10-inch. I think he is. But this is the first time we've seen this design in this size scale, not 10-inch though. Next we have Office. We have Cycloptor, I think his name was, for Dwight. I'm not going to be picking this one up. It was a gimmick on one of the episodes. I think it was like the 6th season. I could be wrong now. Dwight was basically trying to be a character for saving the world, saving the Earth, like a recycling sort of thing. I think his name was Recycloptor or something like that. He came in different outfits every year, and one of the outfits was him with the Cyclops headband, and he had a flower thing inside a milk carton. That's why he has a milk carton with little flowers sticking on the end of it, and he has a sort of Save the Earth shirt on. That's what that is based on. Excuse me. Next, we have some Pez. We have the Pez guy holding a fireman Pez. Below that, we have a Husky, which is a flocked version. We've seen this one before for the mascots, but not a flocked version. I believe it's the same sculpt, but I could be wrong there. Next one, we have Starship Troopers. We have a 6-inch pop. One of the big beetle-like ones they had. The big beetle-like creatures they had. Used to buy Batgirl, Catwoman, Harley, and Joker, and of course Supergirl comics and statues. Okay. Yeah, the only books I'm buying right now is Lantern, and that's probably going to stop. I didn't talk about this much on any of the streams, but I'm going to be probably canceling or stopping my normal Green Lantern books because of the Grant Morrison run. I'm not a big fan of what he's doing. I think the book is extremely confusing. You can't jump on it very well if you're trying to be a jump-on book. It's not. Grant Morrison is a very odd cat. As far as his writing style goes, it's very weird. They're trying to do it more of a serial. Meaning each set of books in a given number span would be a series. For example, the first 12 books that came out with a 3-issue sort of conclusion was part of Season 1. They just launched Season 2, I believe, this week. But I wasn't a very big fan of it. I'm up to issue, I think, number 11 right now, and I'm not a big fan of that book. Very difficult to read, very difficult to follow. I still have to read number 12, the 3-part series after that, and their annual. But I'm probably going to hold off until they switch their creative team. I'm not a fan of Grant Morrison. I thought he would be the shining beacon to really push that book, and he does push that book because he's a well-known name in the comic industry. It's just, he's not for me, and I don't like his writing style. That's just my taste. You can take it whatever way you want. So that's the big guy there. Next we have, based on the Myth, I think they call it the Myth series, it's another Loch Ness monster. This came out as a Funko Shop exclusive, this sculpt, but this is a glow-in-the-dark version of the identical one of Nessie. They do like what they call like their Myth line. They did one for like Bigfoot. They did one for the Loch Ness Monster. They did one for the Chupacabra. Any of these mythical creatures are putting out these pops based on, and Funko sort of designed for it. So yeah. Next we have a 2-pack with, it looks like it comes with a shirt. So it's limited to 1,500 items. You can only get it at the ECCC show store. It's a 2-pack, glows in the dark. Excuse me, it looks like there's a couple things going on here. It's a 2-pack. It looks like a pin set, what it looks like to me. Then you have the female version. They call it the Crusaderette is what it is. I thought it was supposed to be a 2-pack for this one. Maybe I'm mistaken. I was seeing images, but maybe I saw the pin, because it looks like a pin 2-pack set that glows in the dark. This one looks like the female version of the Emerald City Comic Con Crusader we saw, I believe, last year. I have that pop. I'm looking around to see if I can find them. I think I have them put away in storage, unfortunately. Next, we have the Grand Budapest Hotel. It's a 2 figures. I'm not sure what that's about. That is a 2-pack. I'm not sure about what those guys are all about. Next, we have a Freddy Funko Pop Town, which I believe is going to be exclusive to the Funko store. I think this one's going to be. So they did their Funko head. I think it's their Funko HQ as a Pop Town item, which makes sense. You would think they would do that. It's either their HQ location or their Hollywood location. One or two. I think it's their HQ, based on the little badge that Freddy Funko has on his shirt. I want to say that's the Freddy HQ one. Next, we have a limited 2,000 piece Indiana Jones Adventure 10-inch metallic. I believe the same one's coming out at their park. Same sculpt, small size, non-metallic at the parks at the I guess it would be the MGM Studios, the Disney MGM Studios park. I believe that's where you can get that one. Next, we have Simpsons on that one. That's a normal one. It is not glow in the dark, not Chase. It is limited edition. Millhouse, I believe his name was. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a huge fan of Simpsons, but I believe that's Millhouse. Let's take a look here, see how the stream is doing, because I'm looking at everything on my page right now, so I can't see what I'm doing. Okay. Next, we have some flocked pops for Pokemon. We have Charmander and Bulbasaur. I believe these are the same sculpts we've seen before, standard size that came out, I believe, at Target. But now they're just flocked versions. Next, we have some Disneys. We have a 3-pack of the Cinderella, I guess, grandmothers. 3-pack here, and I believe the guy running the panda is from Mulan. Yeah, I can see the little red dragon. He's right next to him. So that's a Mulan pop on that one. And that is it for Emerald City Comic Con 2020. Now, I said I wanted to touch base a little bit because one of the items, it's a talking point, because in Emerald City Comic Con happens, I believe, the first or second week of March. I'll tell you right now to give you the exact date. We're going to say ECCC 2020 date. It's going to be May. They have it listed here as May 12th through the 15th. I thought it was supposed to be in March. But I think it's the wrong date here. Let me look at this. I think it's showing the wrong one. Emerald City Comic Con 2020. I want to say it's in March. That is March 12th. I was right. March 12th to March 15th. Yep. Catwoman was very, very good in the 90s, AA. So what I want to touch base on before I close the stream out, I thought it was going to be between a 30-minute and 45-minute stream tonight. That, of course, is the New York Toy Fair. Now, the reason why I'm thinking you're not seeing anything for Toy Fair, like releases and stuff like that, like you saw for London Toy Fair, which happened in January. I believe in January. End of January. Was, the purple costume. Yep. Was because everything for Toy Fair is done mainly for distributors and press. So unless you're in the community to do, let's say, you work for a established website or an established news organization, or if you're a big time YouTuber, you go to Toy Fair, and they talk about everything that's new coming out for that year, leading it, I think, into next year as well. So there's no spoilers yet for Toy Fair, but from what I've heard through the grapevine, is that Toy Fair stuff's going to be newer stuff, different from London Toy Fair, completely different stuff. You're not going to see the same stuff that you saw in London Toy Fair. And then from what I've heard from the Funko interviews and things like that on their Funko broadcast, it's going to be new stuff. Completely new stuff, different from London Toy Fair. Brand new stuff. But it's supposed to be a lot more of it. The reason why I think the Emerald City Comic Con stuff is you're seeing that now, and that stuff's been spoiled, because that was going to be shared exclusives on those days in the second week of March. So you'll be able to go to your locations and try to pick those items up, like your San Diego Comic Con, New York Comic Con, those sort of big conventions. Same sort of idea. But Toy Fair doesn't do that. That's going to be taking place, I believe. Let me make sure my facts are correct. I don't want to steer anybody wrong here. So if we look at New York Toy Fair 2020, that takes place February 22nd. So it's going to be this weekend up to Tuesday the 25th. So probably within the next 3 or 4 days, coming up from the 22nd to the 25th, there's going to be all sorts of toy information drop, things like that. I may do a stream next week to talk about Toy Fair. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. Of course, this is always some... some stuff's happening. I think he's on his way out right now, AA, from WWE. I haven't watched WWE in about 6 months. I have not watched any WWE. I've been watching all Elite Wrestling. But that's the reason why, to go back, Toy Fair, the 22nd up to the 25th. Look at my calendar. And I'll probably be talking about that most likely at the conclusion, probably when all the information drops. Probably next week is what I'm thinking, but I could be wrong. Maybe we shall see. Maybe I'm not quite sure yet there. That's it, guys, pretty much for the stream tonight. I wanted to just basically get everything I could for Emerald City Comic-Con in place. Again, if you didn't catch the link, I will copy the link and drop it one more time into the chat. Get rid of all that junk here. Hold on. Put too much garbage in the chat. Oh, hopefully it will show up. 1 second here. Let me get rid of all the garbage. I have so much chatter in the chat right now. Yeah, I heard about that, AA, that she's filming stuff for Mandalorian, which is kind of cool. Hopefully it'll be very, very cool. I haven't seen the full season yet of Mandalorian. I think I've seen up to the 3rd or 4th episode right now. I want to catch the rest of it, but I just haven't gotten it yet. Let's see. Let me go to Bleeding Cool again so I can give you guys the link one more time here. One more time for you guys. There you go. So if you want to go to that link again, that is the full list. Everything in one place if you're looking to see everything in one place. You might have to dig around a little bit if you're looking for where each location is selling things for Emerald City Comic Con. The only ones I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on is that Gambit, but it's a Walgreens exclusive. I have to go to their website, hopefully. Usually the Funko Pop Hunters, if you don't follow them on Facebook, are very up to date. They're probably one of the biggest news outlets you can find on Facebook. That's very reliable. That will tell you when new stuff comes out. I always rely on them. I go to them quite often to get information about new stuff. So if you're looking for anything in particular, usually the Funko Pop Hunters are very, very good for that. I just talked about Toy Fair, because the biggest problem about Toy Fair going on right now, Bizarro, is it's going to be taking place this coming weekend, and there are no spoilers yet. Nothing has been spoiled that I have seen or have heard dropping for Toy Fair. That will probably be this coming weekend when Toy Fair happens, when all the spoilers will drop from the 22nd to the 25th. So everything will be dropping from then. We talked about the London Toy Fair a few streams ago. We talked about them, about everything that dropped for them. There was a lot for them. But as far as Toy Fair tonight, yeah, and G.I. Joe, which they're doing a new 6-inch line. So hopefully that will be, they'll get some sneak peeks of that at the Toy Fair as well. Yep, it's confirmed. Yeah, I know. They're doing 6-inch Joes, which will be very cool to get a 6-inch Snake Eyes. I only would want a Snake Eyes and a Storm Shadow. That's the only thing I want. Those are the only 2 figures I've ever collected for G.I. Joe. Like, seriously collected. When I was in a G.I. Joe kick. I have a few odds and ends of different figures, but I mainly collected different Snake Eyes figures because I thought he was the coolest figure. Coolest guy ever. Super 7 lost the license to He-Man. And Mattel lost it. So I'm assuming Mattel lost it to Super 7, and then Super 7 probably lost it to somebody else. Because Mattel had the license for a while. Until they, I guess, didn't care about it any longer. From the Matty Collector stuff years and years and years ago. But yeah. That's about it for tonight, guys. We'll be talking probably Toy Fair, most likely. That will be... we'll see what happens. Hopefully it puts out some good stuff. Probably the 22nd to the 25th, again, is New York Toy Fair. Am I going to be doing any streams about it? I don't know yet. Maybe. We shall see. If you guys want me to stream, I will probably stream it. Shoot me a message on... Yeah. Shoot me a message on... either Twitter or Instagram or my Facebook channel if you want me to do a stream. I will, if you guys want me to. I'll probably do it very similar to this one, because until I get that internet like stable, it keeps dropping my connection to my little monitor. So if I'm streaming, it will kick me back and forth. It's very, very weird. Well, they could have... Hey, I've seen people create stuff and lose the license to it. Just because you create something doesn't mean you keep it forever. You can have it for X number of years. and you can lose rights for things. So to say that they can't lose a license is, I wouldn't say correct. I would say they probably wouldn't, but I have not seen anything come out for them recently from Mattel, from He-Man. They did their Matty Collector stuff, and that's the last time we saw them. Super 7 and the Reacts, I think it's called Reactions, did a lot of He-Man stuff, but nothing recent from Mattel. Or they could be sitting on a license, which is a possibility as well. Okay, guys, so that's about it for tonight. I want to thank everybody who came into the stream. If you guys want me to talk about Toy Fair when we get the news over the weekend, let me know. We'll do it very similar to this sort of kind of down and dirty sort of approach. Let me know through social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Shoot me a message, whatever. We'll go from there. OMG, It's Tom Hanks did not open the box yet. I have not yet gotten the video, so I will let you know kind of what's going on when I get it from him. I did send him a second item from the box he's going to be opening. It sort of kind of fell off a truck, if you want to take that for what it will. Yeah, that's like them losing Hot Wheels. Yep, very true. But that's about it for tonight, guys. I want to thank everyone who came into the stream tonight. I'm going to be cutting it off right now in 3, 2, 1. Take care, guys, and bye-bye.